I learned so much since then that it doesn't get up to snuff, and so I have to find that new level of perfecting my work.
This is episode 67 of the Arts Academy podcast, How to Up Your Creative Game, hosted by Victor Varnado and Roxxy Haze.
Welcome to the Arts Academy podcast, put on by the New York Alt Arts Academy. I am Dean Victor Varnado. This is Deputy Headmistress Roxxy Haze. We teach you everything about the entertainment and the arts, content making, and media. Everything that we can possibly teach you in 30 minutes or less. Today, we're going to talk about how to up your creative game. And this is something that I think happens to every artist. It definitely happens to me a lot, where I will be working on a particular type of art, expressing myself, whether it be cartooning or writing or stand-up or whatever it is. And then one day, everything I've ever done in the past seems stupid. Everything I've ever done just looks like dumb. It looks childish. And then I have to find a way to capture that excitement again about being creative and feel like I'm on the cutting edge of being an artist again. Does that happen to you ever?
Man, yeah, I was just PTSD for a second. I had this one just like terrible experience. I was writing for somebody that was paying me to ghostwrite like some jokes, and then I just felt like I was trash, and I literally just was like, I suck, and I just threw all my notebooks away. I was like, this is terrible. I'm not good. I'm not good at this at all, and I threw them away. I went back and got them later because I was like, you're tripping. But yeah, it happens, and it happens quite often. That was just the most dramatic that I reacted to it, but it happens all the time where you just feel like you suck.
Yeah, you feel like, I mean, and it's different than the normal, because, I mean, I feel like I suck all the time. Like, even when I'm doing great, even when I'm just killing it, like, artistically, I always feel like I suck. Mm-hmm. But sometimes I just feel like this vacancy of creativity where I just look at things and I just think that nothing works and nothing makes sense. And that, it actually affects everything. It even affects how I enjoy media and art. I get mad at any TV show or movie where I guess the ending or the plot, and I do that a lot because a lot of things are written so simply or designed so simply that it's really easy to guess the plot of a lot of movies and TV shows, and so that also makes me upset. And so when I'm in that funk where I'm looking at my work and I just don't think that it works out. I mean, I can tell you what I do, but I don't know if it's the right thing to do at all. I would love to hear what other people do when they are in this type of funk. And I know it exists for a lot of people because the more I talk about it, the more people are always like, yeah, I get there sometimes, where you just look back at everything you've done and it just doesn't work. And not only that, it stays that way too, because sometimes I'll be at a particular level in my work, and then when I get to another level, or at least I start to perceive there's this other level, then everything I've done in the past seems childish. But then once I get to this next level, everything that I've done in the past still seems childish. And even things that I've created that I've very much enjoyed, I've made some things that I think are fantastic. But for instance, like when I look back at the Awkward Comedy Show, like I made that special, and that's a special that a few people know about, and it helped. I like that one. It helped. Yeah, it's a good special, and it helped a couple of big people in comedy get started. But when I look back about how that is produced and how it is shot and put together now, it just makes me crazy because I'm a much better filmmaker than I was then. And so
that's what, like 10 years?
That was almost 10 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm just like a very different filmmaker than I was then. And even though like it has like a lot of cool stuff in it, like people look at it and they're like, oh, it's got animation and it's got these great performances, it's colorful and has the interview segments, but I look back at it and it just seems just crappy to me, even though I know that it is beloved by very many people. I think it's the same type of feeling like if you're a stand-up comedian when you walk off stage and you hate your performance and then people run up to you like, that was great, and they're like so sincere
It makes
about
my stomach hurt.
yeah, and then they're like, oh, that was great, and then in my mind I'm like, oh, you just can't tell the difference between good or bad, then you just then I just discount what they say because of anyway. So how do you get out of that funk? Like, how do you do it?
Can I say this on here?
Yeah, sure.
Well, marijuana helps.
I mean, no, I'm kidding.
I mean, well, they decriminalized it, right? Or are they decriminalizing it?
No, it's totally fine to say you smoke weed. It's totally fine.
I mean, that helps me a lot. I feel like, certain strains, especially like sativas, they just help me kind of put stuff in perspective, and it's just good for anxiety, period. Other things I do which help is like, so on my Instagram, so like I get messages all the time from people who like my stuff. So I have it in my highlight reel, just like different screenshots of things that people say, and sometimes I'll just go back and look at it, because sometimes people will give me like, not just like, oh, I loved it, like they'll give me specific things they like, so that kind of helps like bring me back, like, okay, so let me maybe focus on that thing. People already say they like it, maybe I can work on that and kind of get that back. I watch stuff that I like, so I study a lot too, so I watch stuff that I like and kind of see if maybe I can replicate that and make me feel a little bit better. Do you do any of that stuff?
I do not. I don't think I do any of that.
Weed?
I mean, I really think that what I do is this is the worst. I think I kind of torture myself.
Oh no, Victor.
I work and work and work until I start creating something that makes me feel something again. Gotcha. Like I will just keep churning and making something until, and I'm sure this is not the best way to do things, but I will. I mean, because when I am in a particular creative mood, things I feel come very easy to me creatively. Like it's easy for me to come up with the formula for a joke, or it's easier for me to come up with the basics of how to tell a story well, because those things are so ingrained at this point.
Gotcha.
But then,
like muscle memory.
Oh, absolutely. But then to do something that is something that makes my eyes light up, like my heart sing, is very difficult sometimes. And then if I can't do that, if I can't dazzle myself, then I get in a very dark creative place where I just don't think that things are worth it. And I will churn and churn and churn until I can start creating something that is above that level. Like, I mean, I can tell you like 30 great ideas. Like I have so many like great frameworks for ideas, but it's taking those ideas and turning them into something that is just fantastic. That's the real stopping point for me, and the thing that I have to work on. Like, I'm not satisfied with jokes that are cute. In my stand-up act, I'm satisfied with jokes that are smart, but also stupid, but also make you think intellectually, but also make you laugh because of just a funny voice. I try to
mesh a lot of different styles.
Yeah, but I want whatever I'm doing, whether it is stand-up comedy or writing or cartooning or whatever it is, I want it to work on a lot of different levels. Like I want it to manifest as these things, like where, here it is. The very simple thing is, I want to make things that are great enough so that if I didn't make them, I would still like them. I want to make things that are so good. Like, for instance, if you had made Lemonade, the visual album, Lemonade.
Mm-hmm. I was
Like,
that sounds good right now.
Right. Oh, but do you like the visual album Lemonade?
Oh yeah, it's real good.
Right. So the way you feel about that is the way I want to feel about my own work. Because you look at that and you're like, that's amazing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it is. It's amazing.
It's
and
really
that's
good.
the way I want to feel about my own work.
That
And
makes sense.
when I do feel like that about my own work, I'm so happy. But when I don't feel like that about my own work, and when I look back at the work that I've done in the past that I used to feel that way, like Awkward Comedy Show, that was one of those things where I felt that way because there was nothing like it at the time that it was made, and I was doing something that at the time was kind of groundbreaking. Mm-hmm. But I look back at it now and I'm just like, oh my
That's
God,
not Lemonade.
Yeah, because I learned so much since then that it doesn't get up to snuff, and so I have to find that new level of perfecting my work.
Gosh.
And I realize that it's never going to be perfect because one day I'm going to look at the next thing that I make that I think is amazing, and I'll look back at it one day and be like, what was I doing? But that's fine. Yeah. That's what I want to do with. But for me, like when I'm in those in-between spots, it's just that I just try creating so many different things and like just in so many different things in different ways as much as I can. Like that's what I really do. And so that's how I do it. I mean, I'm sure this is not how other people do it, but that's how I do it.
We take like opposite approaches with it. Cause I'm like, nah, I need a break. I'm gonna cry. Cause I'm super emotional too. So like, I'll just break down, be like, I suck. I want to quit. I'll never do this again. This is cheeks and everybody hates it and it's not good.
I do take breaks too. Okay. And I gotta be honest, like the thing that has kept me thinking about this the right way is that even when I'm at my worst, when I'm just like, everything is terrible, I always think about that little thing that I say all the time, which is that there's so many people out there who are just really, really successful and they're terrible at stuff.
That's been helping me so much.
No, it is. It's a reminder. It's such a reminder that like I know that I can do things that are better than what I've done in the past, and what I've done in the past is better than what other people have become millionaires from. Mm-hmm. So it's just one of those reminders. Anyway, I came into this episode of the show thinking that I was going to say something profound, but then when I really got to the point where it is just I torture myself, that's really not very helpful. I'm sorry, everybody, but it's true. I mean, it is honest, and as an artist of any kind, whoever you are, I'm sure you go through a lot of the same things. So, there it is, alone. I guess.
Yeah. It's more like you're not alone. Like,
yeah, you're not alone.
Really
it is.
So somebody that's less successful looking at a successful person be like, okay, we go through the same thing. It makes you feel better. Make me feel better. Oh, I'm not the only one that just be thinking I'm trash out here. It's a common thing. So.
Yeah. And everybody does it. And when I watch interviews with like visionaries, people who are just straight up visionaries about things, like interviews with Spike Lee, Christopher Nolan, like visionaries, they feel the same way. They torture themselves as much. They are just as adamant about doing something that's fantastic. And so, yeah, it's out there for everybody.
Is that the mark of a true artist, you think?
I don't know. Because I don't know what a true artist is. Ooh. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard because is that like what's a true artist? What would you say a true artist is?
I don't know. That's what I was asking. Philosophy. I really don't know. Because what is art? Yeah, like anything can be art. So what makes it true art?
It just depends on the comments. It depends on how you approach it, I guess. All right, everybody, if you have any questions that we can answer, this is the saddest episode of the show. But if you have any questions, then ask those questions right now. Or if you can't ask them now, you can send them to us on social media, because you can find us at Alt Arts Academy on all social media. We're at artsacademypodcast.com. And by the way, very soon we're going to be relaunching our website. You're going to be able to take classes. We actually have 3 classes up right now that you can take for free actually, we should have had this link available. We don't have it available today, but you can take them for free by getting the free trial at Skillshare, and then you can take all of our 3 classes. One class is what are the classes? There are how to
remotely.
Yeah, how to produce a podcast remotely. And there's also another class,
how to make a web series.
Yeah, how to make a web series, and then of course how to shoot a music video with your cell phone. So all those great things you can do.
And the link will be in the description box on the YouTube channel.
Sure will. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out for the show. We shall see you again. I am Dean Victor Varnado. That is Deputy Headmistress Roxxy Haze. And we are out. Get him, Roxy. Get him that ukulele. Do it. Yeah. Play us out.